All right, hello everybody. This is round one. I am going to keep this hand. I'm a little bit late to showing up to the party, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and lead with the forest, drop the diamond, and thought seize my opponent. Actually, I think I'm going to play top first, and then I'll thought seize my opponent. This gives me the opportunity to kind of see what's going on. Knight, Ranger, so we're looking at most likely a Maverick deck. Looks like he's got acceleration. I have an answer to the Knight and something to block that, so I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of this Green Sun Zenith. And I put a stop during my upkeep. That should help to deal with issues. So let's see. He's got a Wasteland in hand. Scrubland, Wasteland. Yeah, I'm terrible. I was thinking Marsh Flats. He's got a Marsh Flats in hand. Let's go ahead and look. I am going to... I'm going to actually... He does not have a top. I'm going to keep the Bob, get rid of my top, and go from there. Not exactly the greatest use, but I mean, it will serve, and it will almost surely guarantee that we will be in a better situation than my opponent. I would think about getting a non-basic here, but might as well just stick with the basics while I've got the opportunity. And then next turn, I can, if I get a land, which I'm figuring I probably will, I can drop the Lingering Souls and kill something. I don't think that he drew a Swords, and I don't think he had one. Am I just an idiot? I'm probably just an idiot. Did I know that? Nope, he didn't have a sword, so that was his drawing card. Okay. Not a problem. Thoughts on him? So we know all but one of the cards in his hand. I should probably go up and just highlight that right there. This one. Okay. What do we get? We get a Swords. Well, your Swords doesn't beat that Swords. And I will have numbers on you shortly. Yes, I'm aware you can flash that in. That'll give him 3 mana. Let's see. So he'll have Maze of the Ith, Knight of the Reliquary, Scrib Ranger, which just got played. Maze of Ith, Windswept Heath. The Heath and the Flats both got used. There's the Ranger. The Wasteland. That was the other one I was trying to think of. Not a problem. I'm going to go ahead and flash this back. I don't know if he's got an answer for it, but might as well deal with issues before they become real issues. The unfortunate thing is that we no longer have our super solution there. And if I get to trade one of these tokens for that Scrib Ranger, I'm more than willing. So this makes it so that our yard is pretty much non-existent. And we've got 2 swords to be able to deal with things. He's got access to 5 mana. That is something to think about. So I guess he could just go and get a Sigarda, which would blow my mind. What do you got going on over there? Worst case scenario, he actually natural orders, which I haven't seen that in the main deck of anything for a while. So that's something to think about, but something that I don't expect to actually be there. By the way, I'm adjusting the volume on the fly just so that there's a cap and it doesn't have me screaming in your ear, hopefully. Alright, so in comes the Knight. I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of it. In his hand, we know he's got a Maze of Ith. And that's all 6 of the leftover cards? Yeah. So 3 cards that I don't know. Are we 4 turns in? Man, those 4 turns went fast. So he's still got a Maze of Ith. Here's a second Knight. Nope. Green Sun Zenith for 3. So it is a second knight, just a different way of getting said second knight. Nope. Changing his mind. Green Sun Zenith for 2 gets Pasali Pride Mage and cuts me off a black. That could matter. Nope, it is for 3. 3 could get Eternal Witness, putting a Green Sun Zenith back in hand. Just gets another Knight of the Reliquary. Alright. We get another Lingering Souls. I'm going to hold off on that for right now. I'll think about it more after combat. Huh. Well, he does have the Maze of Ith in hand. I could easily, yeah. I don't, wait, no, take that back. He's a rock deck. What am I doing? He's got it. He's got it. He's got it. Let's go ahead and continue on with this. Taking 1 doesn't bother me. This will be more annoying. I'm going to go ahead and swords this knight again. So he's back to 20. The choice becomes, does he want to untap and then filter? And the idea, I guess, is no. So it's 2 knights down. There's a Maze of Ith. So we're hitting for 3. There's a 3rd knight. All of the knights. That's a wasteland. Okay. So the idea becomes, well, he wastes his bog if he does that. He gets rid of one of these 3. Probably that one, since it's already a black source and a green source. But he may not have a bog. Let's get rid of this. I'm going to go ahead and smash him across the face. And then I'm going to make 2 tokens. There we go. Alright, so he may get rid of our graveyard. That'll make that knight a 6. We should be able to outrace him. Let me see. Yep, activate. Nope, duress. Sure, you can have it. Have my Mox Diamond. Good call before you actually use your knight, though. Alright, so cross for 5. I'm not going to block this time. There's a good chance that I'll find some way of dealing with this. I mean, there's 2 swords in the yard. That leaves us diamonds and other things. Dryad Arbor. Well, that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and take a look. And that's pretty good. Oh, what were the other cards? Now I've forgotten. So I can put his knight down to a 2/2. I don't think that he can keep up if I do that. But I'm just going to send across for 5. Let's see. Yeah, I'll go across for 5. Knight can grow a bit. Let's see, there's 3 in the yard right now. He untaps, fetches, goes and does it. I should have left 1 more back. So let's see, he untaps, fetches this one, gets Horizon Canopy, draws a card. That's 2 lands in there, that's 7. Wastes this, or on his turn, fetches this, goes and gets, I don't know, something else. Untaps the knight, but then he can't swing in. I think I should be okay. I shouldn't die this turn, and that's the important thing. And next turn I'll be able to shrink his knight with more, for hopefully more value. Maybe he didn't realize that he can do that. This interaction is interesting because it allows you to do a lot of different things on the fly. As we see, he's already got he does have a Maze of Ith card that we don't have anymore. Let's pull this out. We can take a look. Thalia. Yep. So it's a good thing we didn't pop that for it. Otherwise, we'd be down lands. The Zealous Persecution is going to be pretty good. So he's not the mirror. What he is he's a variant of the Maverick deck. All right, so that's coming across. The question is, do I block the Scrib Ranger or the Knight of the Reliquary? Taking 5 puts me to 8. That's 7. I block here, and I go to 7. But it takes away his utility for this. Wait, no, we have to add 2 more on. So I go to 5. We're just going to stop the knight. What would really suck is if he had a tabernacle. That would be painful. I am going to look again. There may be something else that I might want. That little guy wouldn't be the worst. I think I actually want them both. So let's see. We get in with, I can send 2 spirits. Let's look again. Batterskull is not going to do it. Yeah. So what are we looking for then? We know his knight's a 2/2. We know that it can grow to absurd proportions. Do we just keep racing him? I completely forgot I could have flashed back the Lingering Souls. Yeah, I think we just keep racing him. I'll leave 2 back. That way it'll deal with, hopefully, whatever he's doing on his side. We'll get in for 3. If he does do something, I will block with Souls here and Spirit there. We'll get in for the 3. We'll flash back the Lingering Souls. We'll play the guy, and that'll still leave us 1 in order to actually be able to get in. And then that'll mean that we're taking 3 a turn, except for he's not going to be able to do this, so it's going to be 2 a turn. All right. A little bit better thought out there than the last one. Ah, yes. Okay, so he is untapping, finally. There you go. Thin your deck. Do me a favor and get a Tabernacle now. If I were him, I would have fetched a little bit deeper. So let's see if he puts the basic back down. There's the basic. Is that a different picture? I don't remember. One disadvantage of Magic is that, oh wait, I won't have the mana to look, but I will have the mana to do both. Ooh, that's pretty rough. That is definitely rough. And that'll go on there. So I have a threat on his side, and it's called Jit. This is the threat. Of all of his cards, this is the only one that's bothering me right now. Let me actually just put that off to the side. That is the only card that bothers me in this game right here, right now. The unfortunate thing is that it will be coming. So, yeah. Alright, well, let's try and take away some of his ability. I don't think I would have attacked with the Scrib Ranger this time. Let's see what happens here. If I don't block that, I take 6, 7, 8. No, he's got to use those. 6, 7. It'll be 6. I don't know why I was counting to 8. Yeah. It'll be 6. He'll waste me here. That'll mean that the lingering souls will pretty much be useless. I get back at him for 4, but then he'll have the Jit equipped. Yeah, I think I have to block. Yep. Doesn't have trample though. And I know these 3 cards. It's the Bitter Blossom, which isn't going to be very good, and I need to keep that in mind against him. The Bitter Blossom is not going to be very good here. Should probably keep this expanded. Pretty sure I could have flashed back that Lingering Souls at some point in time. I'm sure somebody will say something in the comments. They always do. Let's see. So we need... Yep, that takes away Maelstrom Pulse as a need. We need a Swords to be able to deal with the creature that gets equipped. Yep. He's a greedy one. That buys us 1 turn though. And we need more than 1 turn. We need our Jit. Let's quick take a look. Batter Skull, yeah. Let's go ahead and look. Thoughtseize, too late. Can we win this? No, not from right here. Just so that people are happy. There are our next 3 cards. So we could have played, he would have swung in, and then, yeah, we would have been too far back from this swinging in. Because the first one would have gotten rid of the Stoneforge most likely, or 2 tokens, in which case I still have to keep them back. Wait, these are the next cards, because I'm still looking at the ones that I have in hand. So yeah, the next turn I would have had a Stoneforge Mystic. It would have been a turn too late. Let's go ahead and jump into board here. At least we know what we're up against. So we can just go to try and kill everything. Let's try and sort this out. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. For those 4. I'm not as worried about his things that he has in play or in his hand if he can't get them, keep them on the field. There we go. I can speaks. We are on the play, so that is a thought, though. I could take 3 of these for the 3 diamonds. Not right now. Just going to go ahead and submit and move from there. Those are well-drawn swords to plowshares, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies. Everyone. We'll have to see if we can overcome the swords to plowshares. Yeah, if we kept the top, it would have gone a little bit different. But landing the Bob when we pretty much have a great chance of him surviving should be better off than actually having that swords. But unfortunately, it turned out not to be. I'm going to get rid of that one, and I'm actually going to keep this hand. I have access to all my colors, a wasteland, and 2 swords, and really all I'm trying to do is just kind of kill everything on his side. So it's not the greatest hand in the world, but it is the hand I'm keeping. Really what we want to draw is a Liliana. Depending on what he does, I may sword something. And it is a risky hand because we have no way to actually apply pressure to him, but we have a way to kind of hinder him. Alright, there's Birds of Paradise. I am going to kill the bird, and then I'm going to wasteland him. The reason I'm going to do all that is because I'm a mean SOB. No, the reason I'm doing that is simply because it's a lot easier for me to put him back to 0 and still have a sword up where he's not expecting it. I still have the lands. I have all the lands that, well, I have more than all the lands that I'll need now. There we go. I wanted to be able to fetch this out. But this at least puts him back a little bit. Hopefully it stunts him a lot more than pretty much anything I was hoping for. So let's see. Mana Dorks at this point, not an issue. We will let Mana Dorks survive unless we draw another Wasteland, in which case I will be wasting him. That Mana Dork, however, yeah, I'm going to let that go for right now. Into Stoneforge Mystic. So let's just go ahead and I am going to get our Jit. Alright, so we're thinned out a little bit more. I should probably keep thinning lands out of my deck. I'm expecting to see a Knight of the Reliquary this turn, although I'd prefer not to. Caracas. I'd like to I would love to see a Wasteland still. Let's see what else we would like to see. There's that. No Knight of the Reliquary yet. Yep. So he's eating my lands. I'm more than willing to accept that he assumes that we are. He gets a green land, double green for Sylvan Library. That's a problem. We could get buried in cards. We need to start thinning out. I am going to get a scrub land and drop this. Now, if he does go for the Wasteland, I'll just let that go. But for right now, I think we're kind of in a position where we don't really have a choice. I could kill this, but there's going to be bigger things coming. And those bigger things are what I'm more afraid of. This is the most threatening thing right now. I would love to find mine, but unfortunately, I don't think that it's going to turn out too well. Seeing as we're behind on that and we're down a card. We will grind out as best we can, though. Yeah, it was a greedy hand. That's all right. I didn't like the first one. The first one didn't do anything fast enough. We'd be staring at this, the turn before, as long as he had it in hand, as well as the bird and this at the same time. So I'm much happier keeping the 2 removal than the 3 drop spells. What I was not hoping for was to keep drawing lands. That is something that comes with the territory, though. And we will adjust to try and go for it. I don't care. You can do it. Let's just do that. Like I said, I will let it go. I knew that this was a possibility of something that could happen. Not as worried about it right now. Now, if he goes Life in the Loam, I'm going to be really... Yeah, that's fine. Yes. Why can't I just click this button? Alright. So, second main phase, I assume this is a Knight of the Reliquary. Our knights will not be as big as his knights. But if we get a Bitter Blossom, things turn quickly. Yep. So he eats one of my lands. I'm going to go ahead and F6, that way we don't have to worry about things. And there he goes. Here's the guy I was thinking was coming. That's really annoying. Let's see if he's willing to go down even more lands. Let's see. We're going to get a Bayou this time. And I'm not playing this because I don't want him to know. And by I don't want him to know, I don't want him to know that we have this. So maybe the token route isn't as strong as I'm thinking if we're going to keep drawing like this. Although, even if we swap, ooh, we kept the card. That's not good for us. I'm assuming there's a land in there. Well, I was thinking there'd be a land in there. Okay, there's a land. It's like there should be a land in there. Alright, so across the night comes. Let's just go ahead and swords this. We need to, as they say, stem the bleeding. Yep, get your free card, or your free land. There we go. Thin your deck. It is what you do. Sounds like Carolyn is home. And really, the only reason we got this is because we just wanted to get as many cards out of the deck as possible. The more cards that we can, the more cards that we can get out, the better it is for us. And a Pride Mage. That's not too much of a concern for him right now. What do we got? Although, when I do this, suddenly it becomes one. And I'm going to go ahead and drop this Swamp now. It's okay, him not knowing. We can have one card in hand. The Bitter Blossom at least will create bodies. And so the Pride Mage has to go and blow this up. Otherwise, he'll constantly be using the mob. I don't know. It could be an interesting thing. Our life total is rather high, so we'll have to wonder about what's going on with that. Come on. It's decision time, Mr. Catman. Alright, putting cards on top of library. And what do we got here? Alright, so he's just going to swing in. I'm assuming for 3. Yeah. There's 2 swords in the yard, and so there's 7 damage via that. We still have to worry about this every turn. Although, once I get a chance to hook the Jit up, he'll have to use the Mom. If he doesn't, then yeah. Which next turn I'll be able to hook the Jit up. Let's see, what could we want? Off the top of my deck, I would love another Stoneforge Mystic. I would love a Lingering Souls. Yep. Bam. Zealous Persecution. I actually like that as well. So I'm not going to get to make the play that I really wanted. So what's he? He's getting rid of Swords to Plowshares? Alright. So my removal is cut down a little bit. Interesting that he brought these in. It's something that I actually do in the mirror, but I typically like to aim at creatures, especially now with Abrupt Decays and everything else. There's only so many different creatures in the mirror in this style, in my style of deck. So hitting a creature can typically hurt a lot. So you kill one, say you kill a knight or you make them discard a knight, suddenly you don't have to deal with any more knights. And that's something that makes it a little bit easier for you to fight back with. No knight tricks means that you don't have to worry about a lot of the different things. Carolyn's singing in the background. Alright, so he knows that I have the Zealous Persecution now. I am going to go ahead and equip the smart way. So he has a choice at this point. This fairy will be able to block here. And I'm going to pop this before we move the blockers. So he will have a choice at that point of, does he kill the Bitter Blossom? Does he kill the Jit? How does he want to try and deal with this? If he's got a swords in hand, that's one way. But other than that, this mom is doomed. She will die one way or another. This is more the concern right now, followed by this. Because if he does this incorrectly, then I will constantly have a string of things to be able to deal with his side of the board. But if he doesn't have anything to deal with my Jit, then this Bitter Blossom and Jit combination should be enough to actually win the game. But right now, he's got to pick one or the other, and I'm going to be able to stop Mom. So there are now three, or I'm sorry, there are only two again. He should have eaten one of those. That would have put me at 12. All right, so what are you getting rid of? He's going for the Jit. I can't survive 10 turns because this will kill me. All right. So exiles another land. And what are you doing? Green's on Zenith for 3. That is a very big Knight of the Reliquary. I am actually going to do this now more so to kill the mom so that he can't give the knight pro black and swing in. Yep, that doesn't work. But it's a good thought. I could hold on to it and try and go for an alpha strike, but like I said, I'm not going to make it 10 turns. And that's a terrible draw. But what I can do is I can start racing, so to speak. We need to get a batter skull or something down that will gain some life for us. There are creatures in the yard. Liliana would be good. A second persecution wouldn't be the worst. Although we'd need to couple it with something. Him eating 8 life would be awesome. You know, this 1-for-1 thing. That'd be pretty nice. Yeesh. I'm willing to bet that he either found a swords or another Knight of the Reliquary. In which case, Maelstrom Pulse is what I'm really looking forward to. Green first. Thalia. Thalia, not as threatening. Still threatening, but not as threatening. Alright, so here we have our Force Field. For those of you that don't know, Force Field was actually an activated ability. You took 1 damage as opposed to taking whatever you took. And a mom. Alright, well, that's no good for us. Second mom sucks. Hey! Still holds true. We do it now. We get in for the extra damage. We have our blocker for this little guy, or for this guy. He did take 2 damage or 4 damage, so we catch up a little bit. We basically even out the life totals. But he does have black up, which means that each one of these spells that we cast is one more thing that could come and damage us. But we do have a clock. Alright, so there's 1. Let me see your yard. 2, 3. Well, there are 3. 3. Even if I had had the Dryad Arbor in the deck, I could have fetched the Dryad Arbor, blocked once, then started getting in for 2. That would make things better, so even putting that back in might be a good choice. Yeah, I think I like having the Dryad Arbor in. So we're going to run the Dryad Armor. We're going to try it without the Green Sun Zeniths. Bitter Blossom holding its own against Knight of the Reliquary. Although, what we could use on our end would be removal in the non-swords form, since they are all right there. It was a great draw, by the way. We cannot afford to let that knight touch us, so we will continue to force field ourselves. I think I'm going to go ahead and fetch for the scrubland that's in here. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just going for the scrubland anyway. Again, it gives us our second black and allows us to hopefully do some stuff. I should set up an always yield for that. This is pretty good. I think I race him now. Let's see, he's got me at 4. I wish I had had that other one. That'll go away, but at least I've got 2 other flyers that can go now. Yep, going for the Lingering Souls. It's the only one to go for. So there are enough things in there. I take next turn, I get across, he does 2 more to me, that's 3. So I have to kill this next turn. I have to draw something to kill this next turn in order to even have a shot. I have to draw something to kill this and then immediately something to kill this. So, yeah. Or does it... Let me see, if I draw something to kill this, then he only gets 2 on me. And then I have 2 more turns? Okay. Nonetheless, the knight is super lethal. There's a mom, so I have to keep back 2. 1 of each color. And we get a Deathrite Shaman. That will do it. That will buy us some time. All right, so we have to keep back 1 of each. So what the Deathrite Shaman does right now is it allows me to, if he goes to take something, he'll take something his turn, take something, and if he goes for it on his turn as well, I get to eat 1 of these, hopefully draw something to kill this or gain some life. Yep. There is no third Zealous Persecution. If he does have something to kill this, then we are boned. I like to live dangerously. Let's see, how can we gain life at this point? Well, the Jit's already in the yard. Batterskull will be too slow. This active mom protecting this would be the issue, although if he just decides to protect up here, that would definitely save us a problem. If he doesn't pro black, then I will block with this. We have more supply of these than these. And by these, I mean black than white. Pro. Give him pro. Give him pro. No pro. Alright. Well, we just keep doing what we're doing then. This only buys us 1 turn, by the way. And we need more than that. Let's see. They are all in his yard. So that buys us more time. Hold on. Let me see his graveyard for a second. There is a surgical extraction. Okay. So we're targeting him. Let's see if he goes for it. All right, so he is going for it. Which means we have to go for it. Now he is going for the Swords to Plowshares. All right, so yeah. We have to go for the Swords to Plowshares. At this point, I can only get in with one. So I'm going to send in one of these guys. And the reason we can only get in for one is simply because if we get in for two, he attacks with everything. Any spell will do it. Any removal will do it. We need an answer. And we get, what are we getting? This is killing me. Oh, come on, don't do that. You have the win. I haven't even played just slow here. We get a wasteland. All right, so let's head across with that. We'll play the wasteland, and we will pass the turn. God damn it. Okay. There we go. He may not realize it, but yeah, he's welcome. I'm not in the mood to be winning like that today, so if anybody has an issue with the fact that I didn't let the clock beat him, today I'm being a nice guy. I hope you all understand that some days you have to be the nice guy, otherwise you're just an a-hole. But I will see you all again next round. Hope you had fun. Bye-bye.